We always do that. We're like having another conversation. Oh, it's only a minute before the countdown, but we're like, oh, now's the time that we should start talking about.
We should totally start talking about everything else. So, hello, everybody. Welcome to our afternoon hullabaloo.
Yes. Stitching with SNL.
Stitching with SNL. Yeah. So, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, I'm S.
I'm Mel. So I'm Lisa. That's Sarah.
Asks us that. We probably
should say that more often. Yeah. But yeah, so I'm Lisa. This is Sarah, and we are going to.
Our names below us.
Yeah, they're right.
There we go. Right there.
There. That's me. That's her. But yeah, so we're gonna have some fun today. This is like right up my alley day.
Yeah. Lace is so much fun, and OESD lace
they just kick butt.
They've gone from like just your basic, little lace doily to a 7-story Halloween tower of terror. They've really come a long way. So
it is done very, very well.
Right.
It's very well planned out, and of course, like everything else, it's digitized very, very well. So there is
just in case anybody needs it. We'll talk about that later.
Okay. So the
in the computer. Oh, it's not a lace one?
It looked like a little lacy one.
Yeah.
So we just see Tucker scooting on a wheeled chair across the room, and we're like, what's going on over there? She's like scooting backwards, right? A spider crawled into the computer, like inside the keyboard into the computer.
Yeah.
And she's like, nope,
Carolyn
I'm done.
To the rescue.
I'm out. She says,
so go get some air.
Yeah.
Like, take it to Tony and let him blow it out.
Let Tony have fun with that. So we are going to be talking about some spiders today.
Yes.
But
not the scary kind.
Not real ones. So hello to everyone over there. So thanks. Mary, Mom, Connie, and Shirley. Hello, hello. So thanks for
Carolyn got him.
And he died.
And... Carolyn to the rescue.
Oh, if you guys could only see what's happening over there. It's fantastic. So back to OESD.
Yes.
Everything, they have really broadened their scope. And of course, like everything else, they do a great job of it.
Yeah.
They are very well digitized designs. So no matter what it is that you're stitching from them, you don't have to worry about the quality of the stitch. So we've got a couple different things we've been stitching like crazy the last couple of days to have samples. So lace is not hard if it's true lace, because it's literally punch it and forget it.
Yes.
You just hit go, and outside of changing bobbins, you don't really do much else until it's done.
You come back to your machine and you're like, oh, it's done. Oh, no, it ran out of bobbin.
Ran out of bobbin. Let's try that again. So, that's the regular lace. Now, if you're doing an applique type thing, like your Terrifying Tower, there's a little bit more involved because there's fabrics or something of the sort that you're adding in kind of like a standard applique.
Yes.
But it can be kind of like watching paint dry because all it's doing is stitching. You're not having to actively.
What happened to my hair today?
I don't know. Mine started pretty straight, and I was just like, you know what? Don't care.
Curly this morning. I had one curl.
I got little flippy doos on the ends, and that's all I got. Yeah. And I said, I'm just gonna have to take it because
apparently the Terrifying Tower was very scary.
It scared us straight. Yep, sure did. Hair included. So there you go. So we're not going to be embroidering the lace because, like I said, it's super
really
excited,
boring.
and there's nothing hard to doing it. The key is what you do before and what you do after.
Absolutely.
So that's what we're going to really get into the nuts and the bolts about today.
Mm-hmm. Or the eyelets and the holes.
Those two. So as I'm, the eyelet. It just went.
Get out enough.
It just rolled up into my eye again.
All right.
We're just going to spin. Oh, look at how clear everything is for half a second. So,
we have basically a sample of some embroidery.
so let's talk about how you get started
Let's
first.
talk about how we get started. Yeah.
All right.
So for any type of lace, we always use 2 different types of stabilizer. And if you are part of the Laboo Bag Club and you've bought into a stabilizer club bag from us for, I don't know, the last 3 or 4 years. Yeah, 3 years.
At least 3, yeah.
You probably have Badgemaster at your home and you have some sort of water soluble stabilizer because these are staples that everybody should have.
Especially me, because
Yes.
I make a lot of lace.
And we know that you guys want to do what we're doing, so you have to have some too.
Oh, for crying out loud. Blink, blink, blink.
Just get a patch.
I know. Okay, I'm good.
So we have 2 different types of stabilizer, and they kind of work in conjunction with each other. The Badgemaster is like really, really thick saran wrap, so it's clear, but it's stiff. And
Doesn't
then
really stretch.
It doesn't stretch.
That's like
right. And then you have like
important.
the no-show water soluble, but it's not no-show mesh. It's water soluble mesh.
It's water soluble mesh.
And you can actually sort of stretch this and distort it. So
If you pull hard enough, you can even tear it.
And like I could tear it. So I mean, I could tear Badgemaster, but you can see it's a lot harder. It just kind of stretches.
Yep.
It doesn't really tear.
So here's the, for years, I've always liked lace. I haven't always known you.
No.
I didn't know about Badgemaster for a long time. And so
I'm
it's
so
been,
sad.
I know, it was very sad. So we want to make sure you guys know about this fantastic stuff because it literally is.
It's a game changer.
It is absolutely a game changer when it comes to making lace. So, previously they would say, you need 2 layers of your mesh, water soluble mesh. And it would most of the time work. But if you're doing something, you certainly didn't want to add like 5 different lace designs to your hoop because that last one, there was no chance that it was going to all line up and look like whatever it was supposed to look like. You would get holes and gaps where that final outline didn't actually catch things or those kinds of. It was very common to see that. And it's very sad when you come back to your machine and you're like, oh, that was 4 hours of stitching and I can't use any of that. And that was a lot of thread and time. And, so game changer is a very good description of what it is. It literally keeps
everything in line.
Everything in position. So when I was stitching what we're going to show you today for just the lace section, I had 2 circles, 2 edges, and a center or 2. I did the other one that didn't have the center. I had the 2
a lot
extra spiders that you're holding.
Yeah.
So there was a lot going on
Your
in there.
hoop was full.
And the stitch time was 2.5, 3 hours. I can't remember. It was a lot. It was a long time. So a lot of stitches happening, and not a single thing even shifted or pulled. You couldn't even see a pucker in the mesh in the hoop or anything else.
Yep.
It is that big of a difference. So if you are like me and like to do lace, you definitely need this in your arsenal because it's, like she said, game changer. It's a very, very good description. I no longer do anything without these 2.
Yeah.
So.
Anytime I do anything, even if I'm doing something simple, I just have these 2 stabilizers together and I always cut them together and I always put them down. I have also been known to put a lot of freestanding lace in my hoop at the same time.
Right.
Like I would fill.
Which I was previously scared to do because it didn't work. I'd had bad stitch outs where it didn't work and I was like, oh my God, and literally 4 hours of stitch time. I did that jacket back and if that hadn't worked out, that was 4 hours for one piece of lace because it filled my hoop.
Yes.
And I used this recipe, so it worked. But had I not, that would have been a whole lot of wasted thread and time.
Yeah.
So.
I have been known to put 2 layers of Badgemaster with a single layer of the mesh in between the 2 if I'm going to put a lot of things in my hoop. The only time that doesn't really work is if we're doing an applique on top. We're going to talk about that in a minute, but Badgemaster is slick. So, you know, sometimes if you have something that is going to shift around on you, sometimes you need to put a little something to hold it, maybe a glue stick or something like
Right.
that, so that doesn't. And if you put a glue stick on Badgemaster, it's just
Doesn't matter.
it
doesn't
just
do what,
doesn't
do
stick
the
to
same
it at
thing
all.
as it. It's not like your material that it grabs hold of. It's still
But it will
slippery.
definitely grab hold of
the mesh.
So almost always Badgemaster is on the top for me, with that being an exception.
Yep. That's generally what I do.
Yes. Yeah.
That's not what happened in that hooping, just because that's not how they were sitting there.
Oh, no, it's
But
super cute.
It doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
So
It's
should we
obviously
show
still-
these on
So-
the bigger?
These are, as you can see, there's literally no movement of that stabilizer. It's perfect everywhere. I tried scaring Tucker with these. It didn't work.
No.
No.
No, I think she knew.
Yeah, imagine that. Imagine that. So this is just, again, a standard lace. So we didn't rinse this so you guys could see what it would look like coming right out of the hoop. These are the other pieces that I stitched. I did half of them at one time and half another. So we've got our center and then the kind of like the corners, if you will. There's 4 corners, imagine that. And then there are 4 actual webs themselves. So they're all actually a little bit different. That one actually has a spider in it
This
too.
is from a buildable order. So a buildable spiderweb doilies. That is from this one right here, Freestanding Buildable Spiderweb Doilies. And this is available now. So you don't have to wait for it. It is absolutely available now. And we have lots of different ways that you can order it. And we'll talk about how you can get them in just a little bit. But super duper cute. And if you are a Halloween fan, oh my gosh, how cute would this be? Like with like one of those, I will not say it right, the whatever board. The
Charcuterie?
Yes, that board. Like you could have that
Oh, on top
on
of it.
top of it.
Yeah.
That'd be so cute.
Absolutely. Any centerpiece, you know, you can do so many things. So right now they're just loose pieces, which if you wanted to just put this out and put a candle on it or something like that, super cute, you could do that.
Yes.
But if you noticed it said buildable, we're going to actually show you how to put these pieces together and how it will turn into something else. So there are many buildable doily different options for seasons and different things like that in the OESD line. So this is just the most recent one. So we will actually have it set up to sew so you can see that here in just a few minutes. So the other things that we have stitched are part of the Terrifying Tower. So here is the entire tower, which is so stinking cute.
This is like 4 stories. So you have the base, and then there's like an upstairs on the base, and then there's 2 floors on top of that. So
you got a little chimney over there.
How cool is that? It's so neat. And we started using this, and we started creating this design, and this uses a little bit different technique as OESD has and products have advanced. How they make these has definitely changed.
Right.
They are using, they call it fiber foam.
Yep.
So OESD makes a product called fiber foam, and Kimberbell makes a product called Shape Flex.
Shape form.
I think
there's a shape form.
Which they are very similar. They're bought slightly differently. The shape.
This is the Kimberbell
form,
package.
Comes in like a package, and the OESD fiber foam comes on a roll, so it's a little bit narrower. But they are almost identical products and could be used interchangeably for your project. So you are putting those in your designs now to give your design stability so that it actually stands. If you've ever made some sort of a freestanding lace project and
so I mean
it became limp. This prevents that from happening.
It's hard.
So that's how they can go
That's
up.
how they can have that tall of a piece is because the pieces that they have in there have supports to them.
Right.
It's not just a piece of fabric that's been starched. There's actually shape pieces in there as well.
Yes.
So this particular fabric is also got a little bit more support to it than a typical piece of fabric does as well.
Yep.
So the color that you see there is this stuff here. So this black is the black, so you can see that that has some sparkle in there.
And this is the OESD sewable vinyl, so it does not have a fusible backing.
Not heat. So that's, and it's a little thicker than a heat transfer, so you would get that difference. So these are the 3 colors that are used in the tower. And we just use these 2 because we just did the top floor, if you will, for lack of a better description. So that is really fun stuff to work with. You can use this in bags. You can use it like for the bottoms of bags of, you know, it gives you that extra support so that there's not just a, you know, a weak corner. It gives that extra, it's got that nice oomph to it, which is what makes it really great for this. So not only is it a beautiful color, it's actually very functional as well in this instance. So this comes in a multitude of colors. They actually recently added colors to it. So you can find this. If you saw the email that we sent out, there was a link to the vinyl on that link. So you can see what we have there and what those different colors are. It's
called Luxe, L-U-X-E vinyl. So that is on our website, and you can get to our website by going to LaBouSewingCenter.com. So you can find that there if you are looking for it. But if you followed a link here from the little email that we sent out, it'll be in there.
It's
as
in that
well
email
as
as well.
like the Instagram and the Facebook post. It should be linked in there as well.
So I have this one non-rinsed as well. You can see, first of all, how incredibly flat that is. There's, like I said, when you had just this, you generally saw puckering all the way around when you were done. It didn't matter what you were doing.
It started to like fall apart.
And
like
sometimes it would actually separate.
Yep.
And you would see that. You don't see that at all here, and that's because we've got that badge master underneath. Now, why is it underneath instead of on top? That's because we have added applique to that. So as she was saying, if you're putting items on here, it gets extremely, let's try one that's not attached to something else. It's super slippery. And if you put glue on there to keep it in position, the glue just slats around too.
And neither does your tape doesn't stick and all of those different things.
None of those things really play with the same set of rules. So when you are stitching something that has fabrics and things in it, you want to put the mesh on top so that you have the ability to glue them into place or whatnot. So I think this one she cut by hand and the rest of them she cut by scanning cut. Yeah. So it can be done without a scanning cut. You don't have to have one. She said, yep, I did that. Okay, check mark. I did it.
Yep.
Now I'm not doing it again.
And
so
OESD does give you
the files.
a way. Yeah, they give you a file and they give you a method that you can print out the templates.
Right.
Stick that to the back of your template or print your template on their fusible interfacing or fusible web stuff so that you can actually cut it out by hand. You don't have to have by any stretch of the mean, you don't have to have a cutting machine. But it is super nice if you do have a cutting machine because it does give you the opportunity to do this. So we have a couple questions. Marge asked a little while ago, hi there, what about washing out? Heard nasties about plumbing issues, etc. in the past. So I'm assuming that she is referring to the Badge Master. Keep in mind that both Badge Master and Aquamesh are basically a starch. So there's nothing in them that is not biodegradable.
Yep.
So it's definitely safe. I have a septic field in my area, and because we're always super cautious about what it is that we're doing, I just fill a bucket of warm water and I place it in the bucket, and actually hot water. I use as hot as I can because it does come off. And then I just rinse it in the bucket, and then I just dump the bucket outside. But you know, it doesn't affect anything. It hasn't made a big issue, but just because it can feel a little bit slimy at first, and because
You don't want to have a big slime ball somewhere that
I don't want to have a big slime ball someplace else. But I will tell you that there's no weird place in the yard.
there isn't anything that tells you, you know, you cannot use this here, there, or anything either.
no.
So you're being just cautious from your standpoint.
Yes,
which
absolutely. So
is always better to be safe than sorry.
exactly. So that's my thing. If you're concerned at all about it being an issue, just put it in a warm bucket and rinse it in your bucket,
Yep.
and then you can just toss that outside. It won't go into your pipes. It won't create
Right.
any sticky residue or anything like that. And to keep in
You
mind,
know, part of that is, do I have a piece that's the size of, this, and I've trimmed away everything, and I've only got, an inch section that I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I'm not going to get a bucket out to do that. That's going in my sink, you
Right,
know.
right.
But if I've got
a ton.
a ton of stuff that I'm doing,
Right.
well, that's a different, because you are talking about a lot more that could be grouped together.
Yes.
Because
yes.
it does get sticky, especially at first.
Yes.
It's very, very sticky.
And keep rinsing. So,
yes, rinse, and don't stop rinsing just because you're done. Let the water run
run a little bit more.
a little bit more to
Absolutely.
keep everything moving. That's just common sense. I'm not trying to be rude about it. I
No.
just, you
Yes.
don't want to have everything just sitting right at your drain and whatnot. You want it to flow.
And if you are rinsing it in your sink, here's a little tidbit. Don't do what I did once. So I had like a bunch of stuff like this, and I just plopped it in the sink, right? I just plopped
Did it
in
overflow?
the sink. It did.
How did I know that?
So I plopped it in
Wait
the
a minute.
sink, and then I got called away to do something. So, and then I turned around, and the water had come over the sink, and it was everywhere.
Yeah, your
So-
lace will clog the drain.
Yeah, it did. It kind of all just
it just-
sort of ended up on top of each other,
drain
and then it was still draining a little bit, but it wasn't
But not
draining
enough to the speed of the water that was going in.
exactly.
Yep.
So I created a little bit of a stop. So
I have done that. Fortunately for me, I didn't leave the bathroom
Yeah.
or the sink or wherever I happened to be. So I saw that it was filling up. I was like, oh yeah, let's not do that. So I didn't have an overflow, but I have had that happen to me before.
Yep.
I just didn't have it actually.
I did. I mean,
go over.
it was a really good excuse to clean the floor. So it didn't end up. It didn't cause any damage or anything.
No.
But it could have had it been a lot longer before I realized that the water was rolling down the hallway. But yes, don't do that.
Don't do that. No. So the order matters only in that aspect. I mean, it works both directions.
It
That's
absolutely
just
does.
our preference.
Yeah.
In how we are doing things. But if you're I wouldn't stop what you were doing. Oh crap, I put the wrong one on
no.
top. It's not like that by
No.
any stretch. It's just a preference point, but you do want this one for sure on top if you are adding fabrics in,
Yep.
because otherwise they're not going to stay in the same position. They're going
Nope.
to shift around
They will.
because it's slippery.
Yes, absolutely.
So,
but yeah, it can be done
Yep.
both ways.
So that's why we have these guys not rinsed, so that you can see what that would look like and how flat those pieces are laying, which
Yep.
you don't get without the Badge Master.
And
for
so
sure.
the spiders and these guys, these would be considered your standard freestanding lace
Yes.
without applique. So
Without.
this is just
Thread.
thread. There's nothing else in
Right.
here but thread.
That is it. And in case anybody at home is thinking and they just don't want to ask, my bobbin thread is wound with my embroidery top thread. And for this particular project, I went through, 7, maybe 8 bobbins. A lot. Because you're equal.
You're going to go through.
You're going to
Yeah.
go through it. So depending on how large your lace pieces are, you're certainly going to be using quite a bit.
Yeah.
But you are, in general, going to be matching, if it's lace, you're going to be matching your top thread with your bobbin thread
Yeah.
throughout whatever the project is.
Yeah, and if you didn't know, Exquisite makes tall spools,
They
like
do.
5,000 meter spools for like $10. So it is really a fantastic buy because it's basically like 5 of the
standard
standard
spools.
ones for less than you would pay for 5 of those.
For 5 of them, yeah.
And if it's in a color that you're going to be doing some of these things, it's much more
really nice way to
right. It's much more economical way
Absolutely.
of doing that, and you can run like just a crap ton of bobbins to begin with, and then run that.
Just
through
have
there.
them there, and as soon as your machine yells at you,
Yeah,
that,
you can
hey,
just
I
swap it out.
pay some attention to me. You can just have them ready to go
Absolutely.
instead of having to stop in the middle and rethread and all of that.
Yes. So we have standard freestanding lace, then we have freestanding lace with applique, and then we basically have buildings and villages, which are a little bit different because they have like eyelets and holes and different things. That's how they go together to become basically 3D.
So,
and I'm going to tell you, these and the tools that we have to use them.
So different from how it started.
Right. They have come a long, long, long way. So if you have like an old OESD design, maybe from the Christmas Village, like I'm going way back to like 2000, maybe 5, 6, 7. I think that's when they started the Christmas Village, and there was like reindeer and a Santa sleigh. The eyelets on those were so tiny.
Yes.
And what
The
would
circles
happen
were tiny,
the
but the
balls-
tabs were also a lot smaller.
And so when you would try to pop it through, sometimes you would just take
you would rip it off, or at least
Yes.
sew it, so it
Unsew
was
it.
just loose thread, and
was.
then that didn't do you any good.
No.
Lot of bad words being said when you were trying to put those things together. So they have come out with some tools that make that easier, which
Yes.
highly recommend. If this is the kind of thing that you would like to do, definitely a good investment.
Yes.
So,
And because we knew we were going to be doing this, we promptly sold out of all of the tools that we were planning on showing you, but they're coming back in.
we've ordered them again.
So yes.
One of the tools that I used today is the eyelet punch, which basically, so for the roof, there's a stitch out of that circle, but I had to punch the hole through it. It didn't obviously stitch. You aren't cutting that out previously.
They don't make you hand cut a teeny tiny hole out of the leather.
So this is the Perfect Punch from OESD, and it comes with different sized tips here that you can adjust. So whatever size it is that you need for your projects. Obviously, this is not the only project that you can use this for.
Mm-hmm.
You have this tool. This particular one, I love. They've changed it. The tips are stored in the lid.
I know, that's so nice.
So nice. It used to be loose. Like it's a box that you stored it all in. But I love this. This is absolutely great. So it's in the lid there.
Mm-hmm.
So
and now they have the cute little punch board.
They have, since this was just recently, they came out with a little cutting mat. So rather than putting a bunch of holes in whatever mat that you have when you go to actually push down, because you are pushing through something, it's going to cut into whatever's underneath. So you definitely want something. There is this adorable.
And it's double-sided.
Yep.
And they come a couple in a pack.
Yep, you get 2 in a pack.
Yep.
Yep. So Sarah and I shared.
We did.
But this is Sarah's. I already took mine home. But there is the little guy there. And so it is about a 2x2 size there.
Which
so
is
you can
perfect.
see, which is all you need. So you would just one spot that you're going to push, and then you would use your hole punch, and boom, you've got it, and you move on with life to the next one.
Yep.
Super fast. It pushes them up through the top. Do I have that other? It pushes them up into the post, and then there's a hole in the post that you clean out in all of your.
Which is different than hole in your bucket.
This is a good hole to have. The hole in the bucket is bad. This is a good one.
Yeah.
So all of those pieces will just continue to go up through the shaft until it's full, and then they just pop out that hole and you throw them away. Don't do that.
My hair was.
Yep.
Did you hear that?
I did. That don't do that.
Oh, and if you have rinsed and rinsed and rinsed, so there's a fine line between not enough and too much. So if you have something like this and you need, or you've got regular fabric in there and you don't have enough stuff in there, and
you want this to be a little.
Yeah.
You want it to have somebody, but you don't want it to be still, unbendable and whatnot. if you have over rinsed.
Yes.
One of the things that Sarah loves this stuff.
I just think it's so much fun. It's also fun to
She just
have.
thinks it's hilarious because
Yep.
of the name. So this is literally exactly what it sounds like. You'd spray this on and it does exactly what it says.
Yeah.
It will make your items re-stiff and so that you can apply them however you need. So,
So you can't buy this here, but you can buy this at like Joann and Hobby Lobby and Michael's. It's in like the glue. So
Yeah.
Eileen's makes that glue. This is their product and it really does work and it doesn't leave a residue or anything. It dries clear. So
I don't have any of that at home. What I have done is take scraps of my stabilizer and rinse the stabilizer on top so that the stuff goes back into
Yes.
My piece. So there's alternative ways. That is a nice way.
Yes.
That's a lot easier than what I'm talking about because then you're not
and this isn't it's not gummy at all.
it's not right.
So it doesn't it's not
what I'm talking about, you've got the gummy, you've got it wet
little
again,
slimy.
you got to let it dry,
Yeah.
you got all of that you're dealing with, but you can re-starch them basically if you need to.
Yeah.
So
I know the first couple of pumpkins that I did, because the pumpkins are kind of, they have like that oval round shape.
you need them to curve, but you don't want them to be too flimsy.
Right. And the top was pretty heavy. And so what happened is they started to like,
Just sink.
yes, they were getting
Was
fatter.
your pumpkin rotting?
My pumpkin was rotting. And so that's when I found this stuff.
Okay,
And that made
that's
a
perfect.
big difference.
Yeah.
So it does help a lot if, and even sometimes you think it's perfect, but then you just discover
Whatever the end process is, it needs a little bit more.
yes. Now, if you're putting in any of this type of product that we're talking about today, like the fiber foam or the shape form, even the vinyl, you're not going to need to use that product in there because these are going to hold.
It's already going to hold the
That's
shape
right.
because
So
of the product that's been added in.
we're talking about kind of like when you have an applique that's either just thread or just thread
in
and
a
fabric.
A thin fabric
Yes.
piece, not a thick vinyl plus added in shape something. So,
Yes. So that's
very different ways to do those.
to do that. Yeah.
So
Let's show them how easy it is to put the new versions of the holes in.
So I've
eyelets.
got the one. So what we're looking to do is you can kind of see the eyelet piece there is going through the hole. That's what the goal is, right? So the OESD tools are better
Yes.
than this. This is all I could find.
They have one that's like offset, so it's kind of
It's angled, which
Angled.
makes it a lot easier to use.
Yeah.
So you put your tool through the hole and then grab hold of see, just like that. Through the hole and then grab your eyelet piece through.
they can't see you.
I know.
Okay.
I can't see it if I'd move it another way, so I have to be able to see it. So there is, I'm grabbing
Yep.
the tab, and then you want to lock so that it doesn't come apart. And then you can pull that gently through your, in this case, this is a punched hole. So there is that right through there. No pain, no bad words. No any of those things. So I can then unclamp it and it is in position, and that front portion of the roof is right where it's supposed to be.
And then you just keep going.
And you keep going. So we'll repeat that on the other side. I think this was supposed to go on the other I think I'm backwards, but that's okay. I'll fix that. I just grabbed it and
Started going.
yep, I've
Yeah.
got the long side on the short and the short on the long. I'll fix that. But that's how you will do that. The other ways that they look like are these guys here. So this is the back of the house here. So we've got basically pieces that need to go through like that. So it will do that there. I'm just going to gently maneuver those out. because I did that wrong. See what happens when you try to talk and do things at the same time.
I blame your contacts.
I like it. Let's do that. So this goes like this. We're going to line it up, and those will then go here. So same thing that I was doing previously. These go here. I'm going to unlock, going to go through, and then I'm going to grab and clamp down, lock it into position, and then gently work through, and then unlock. Again, OESD's tools are way better than these. And then that is attached. I'm going to just keep working the way around, and they relocked.
We're working you hard before your vacation.
Telling you, that's probably my problem. Half of me's already there.
She's like, is it time to go yet?
What time is it? All right, so we've got one side attached, and then again, these will line up perfectly over here. Gonna reach through, grab hold.
And the instructions do tell you, like, step by
Literally,
step,
you got pictures.
which pieces go to which one, so you're not guessing at all. And this is just the tippy top of the
This is
terrifying
floor
tower.
3.
Yeah.
All right, so we've got 4 walls now. Now let's put this on the right way. So you can see that there is definitely a long side and a short side to that. I actually didn't realize there was two different,
You didn't know it was so cattywampus?
I honestly, I can clearly see that's 2 different sizes, but I did not actually look to notice that that was 2 different sizes previously. So we're just going to repeat and unlock this tool again.
I think Lisa's about to say bad words.
I would never do that. What words? I don't even know what those are.
Crump or crumble.
Crumbs.
Crumbs, that's what you said today.
Crumbs. There's one.
And so while she's doing that, there are a bunch of new designs coming up that are stunning. So if you like lace and you also like cards, next month we have a new one called Shimmering Cards. And that is coming up, holiday cards. So these there are 15 designs, and you have your basic shapes.
Do you want to switch cameras and try to use that one?
Yeah. Basic shapes. And then there are lace appliques for the cards. So you've got your card pieces, and then there are eyelet holes in the center, so on the joy, and you put like a rivet. Is that the right word? A rivet, a grommet?
Brad.
A brad. You put the brad in, and then your lace is like freestanding. So these are adorable. And they are going to be coming out. That is going to be a $50 pack. Then, okay, here's our terrifying...
I love how there's so many different ways you can do those.
Right, here's our terrifying tower. I can zoom out a little.
Oh, look at that.
There we go. That is so, so cute. You can see the whole guy here. If you're totally into Halloween, we have freestanding bats that are coming up. How cute are those? Super duper cute. Then we have, this is this year's pumpkins. There are several different versions of pumpkins that are out. Some of them are more fall than Halloween. But look at that little freestanding ghost on there. Is he not adorable? I mean, they just think of everything. These are so, so cute. Then, of course, we have the buildable doily. So you can see all of the different, you've got your corners, your couple of inside pieces, that one with the spider, and then your freestanding spider version. Super duper cute. And this has nothing to do with lace, but it has everything to do with OESD.
And
they
they're
also
wonderful
have
designers.
a new Halloween headless horseman tiling scene. He is absolutely stunning. Just too cute. There is, of course, a thread kit for this, as well as the designs coming soon.
We did order one.
Yeah, we have a thread kit coming in. We can certainly order that for you. I don't think I have the headless horseman tiling scene. I don't think I have the thread kit on there. But if you are looking for them, when approximately do you expect to get Terrifying Tower, and can we pre-order? Yes, you can go onto our website, and if you go to the OESD Designs on Demand, or you click the link from the email, that will take you right to the area where you can do your pre-order. And if you pre-order that, as soon as we have the designs available for purchase, we will get those into your account for you. So you can do that so that they show right up in your OESD account. And if you don't already have an OESD account, we can get you started with one of those as well. So the Terrifying Tower, I believe, is $29.95.
Did we talk about the design on demand?
We haven't talked, I mean, we've just grazed over it. So you can see she's coming along.
I got one left.
Yep.
So, little tip, be smart about which ones you do first.
Oh, yeah.
Ask me how I know.
So she's working on that. So we have a new thing in the store called Designs on Demand. It is by OESD. And what this has done for our store is it creates an opportunity for us so that we do not have to carry like a million different CD designs that perhaps are not what you're looking for.
Our crystal ball doesn't work very well for that.
Sometimes it does not. You know, what we think is super duper cute is not necessarily what everyone else's cup of tea. You know, you have to be a Halloween person in order to really enjoy these Halloween designs. But there is a Christmas village, and there's all kinds of really cool stuff. So what this has done for us is it allows us an opportunity to basically, if you come into the store or you call us or whatever, it gives us the ability to basically purchase any design that you can find that is currently available from OESD. And the consumer website for OESD is Embroidery Online, not to be confused with EMB Library. They are two completely different companies.
They most definitely are.
Embroidery Online is the and scissor tail stitches. Those two sites are sort of combined into one, and OESD is the parent company of that. So that stands for Oklahoma Embroidery Supply and Design. And everyone just says OESD because that's a mouthful to get out.
So much easier.
Like dime. It's just hard to spew all of that out at the same time. So if you have a design, there are basically a couple of different ways that you can support our store. You can search through the affiliate link that is on our webpage. That will take you to the Embroidery Online website, and you can purchase. And anything that you purchase through that link, we get a small percentage of the sales, which is similar to how the Kimberbell and designs work. But it's not the same type of percentage that we get, like if you were in the store and you were
buying directly
from us. So by giving us this opportunity, it allows us to sell to the customers anything, even if it's on sale. So if it's on sale on the website, you get that fantastic OESD website sale, and it says, you know, these 10 designs are on sale today only. If you want to support your local shops, and it could be us, maybe it's a different local shop, but if you want to support your local shop, you can give that local shop an opportunity to purchase that design through their program called Designs on Demand. And when we do that, we can put the designs on a blank USB stick, so your own USB stick, you can bring it into the store and we can put the designs on there. Or if you don't have a USB stick available, we can put those designs into your embroidery online account. And if you don't have an account, we can create an account with your email address and that information, and it gets loaded up in there. So if you lose the design, you can go back there, or you can call us and we can be like, yep, I can get that right back to you.
You got that, here you go.
And we can email it to you. We can also email you the design. If you have purchased it through our program, you can do that. The program is designed to be something that is in our store. So it's
not an online, it's not designed to be an online store.
Right.
It is designed for us to be able to put it on a USB is really how it's set up to be done. That being said, we're happy to take care of it online or over the phone.
Yes.
It's just not, you're not going to find every OESD design on our website to be able to do that and just say, I want this one and send it in. You'll have to touch base with us to do so.
And if you see something that is coming up that you know you want, you can always send us an email and say, hey, guys, I really want Terrifying Tower when it comes out. Can you send me an invoice? And we can send you an invoice now, and you can that invoice can hang out there until you're ready to pay it.
Until you're ready to pay it.
And then as soon as the design is available, we will go ahead and do that. Or as soon as you see it pop up, maybe in your OESD emails, you can say, hey, I saw it available today. I really need it. Can you get this for me? Absolutely. And if you don't want to do it that way, again, you can also go through our affiliate link, and that is super helpful. But by doing that type of thing, giving us the opportunity to sell it to you, purchasing it in the store, purchasing it through our affiliate link. Of course, those dollars matter, and that's what keeps our doors open. We don't want it to sound like we're not like begging for your business, but we are.
Well, I mean, as much as we love just sitting here chatting
with you,
and having
that's
fun, right. we do have to sell stuff to be able to keep doing this.
That's right.
So we are still a business, and that all does.
We do work.
We do have to work.
Yes. So, but it's a fantastic program. They had it many, many years ago, but I think it was kind of before its time. And they've brought it back and they've tweaked it a little bit. So we're super excited. But it does make it easy for us, especially for people who maybe you don't like to shop online. You don't like to put your credit card into somebody else's shopping cart, whatever. You have trouble downloading designs, you need them on a USB stick. This gives us the opportunity to be able to help you. And it opens up the catalog, because sometimes there are designs that OESD has had for a while and they don't make a USB. They don't make any CDs anymore, but they don't make a USB option. So the only way that you can get it is by download. And we have a lot of customers that struggle with download. So now this is an opportunity that we can do the hard work for you and put that right on a USB stick for you and help you out. So that is what the Designs on Demand from OESD is really about. Yes. And we have one other really fun special, because we talked a little bit about cards. There is a special card bundle that is available from OESD. And it is a lot of fun to make OESD cards.
They do a really nice job with those, just like everything else.
Yes. So
this has everything that you need.
It has everything that you could possibly need, besides thread. But we know you're like us.
You might have one or two of those.
Of thread. So we have this bundle package. It comes with 5 card collections already, plus some greeting cards to get you started with. You don't have to use just these greeting cards.
You can use whatever sizes, colors, whatever,
different types.
Different things.
And it also comes with some tearaway tape and the perfect stabilizers for that. This normally sells for $99, so normally sells for $100, but it's on sale for $74.99, so $75. So you can get this on our website as well. So lots of fun stuff, and you're going to want to have these things in your arsenal if you are
If
going to
you're
want to
planning
make.
to try to make cards,
Yes,
that's everything that you need to
that
get
is
started.
everything you need. Yeah.
So, and the designs that are in there are fantastic. They're like
so much fun.
Most of the ones that we just showed you are brand new, so
Yes,
they're not in there.
here, but a lot of their
but
cards are
most
in
of
here.
their other cards are in there just from a bundle perspective. So
Yep.
it's a really great bundle. If you've been thinking about doing it, it's super inexpensive way to actually make and do cards
Yes.
because we all know cards are creeping up closer to $10 now.
Yeah, right.
You know, and
I mean,
it's
so
just,
this is 10 cards. Not even 10 cards. Now it's 7.5 cards.
you know, it's just crazy. But anyway, we do have those available. And again, they're on that link of the email that we sent out earlier. So you can grab it from there, or you can search for that card bundle on our site if you don't have that as well.
Absolutely.
So I did get that
So cute.
all put together, super easy. I didn't even have to say any bad words. Even when I put it on wrong at first, it was still super easy to take apart and then put back together. So there's these little tabs that are at the bottom that is going to go into, in this case, the
second
third floor, or
the-
whatever you want to
yeah.
call that, the next floor down. That's how they attach in. And there's little like tabs or zigzags that catch it so that they don't come out. And
Yeah, so you can't just pull the top off.
yank it off. It stays.
They've come a long way on that. They really have done.
They have done a really great job.
Yeah.
You know, and just like everybody else, they see, hey, we can improve this, and they do though. That's the great thing. It's not like they just stick with the status quo. They look for places of places they can improve and
literally like to be the fly on a wall in like one of their product meetings.
You suck. We're gonna do this instead. No, I'm just kidding. It would be so much fun,
Right?
But
you might think that these houses are great, but have you tried to put them together? They hurt us.
yeah.
And
So we do have the tools coming back in stock. Apologies. We do have a punch here. Did you order more of those, or is that the only one we have? Doesn't matter. We can get more if that's all we have. So if that's if you need those items as well, we can of course get you all of those items. And if for any reason you're having problems on the website, all you got to do is reach out. We're happy to help you out.
Yep.
So
should we talk about how to put the doily
let's
together?
talk about how to do a buildable doily piece. So I've kind of laid out
I can find my buttons here.
I've kind of laid this out so you can see how they would go together. So we have the 4 circles, we have the 4 corners or edge pieces, and then we have the 1 center piece. So there are kind of spokes on the wheels here, and they will be adding up. So what we really need to do is we need to have these touching and then sew over top of that, which can be a little hard to do under the foot. So I'm sure you're shocked to hear there's something that makes that easier. And OESD provides that for you.
Concept.
So wash away tape. So you'll notice that I'm holding like the card for it, not an actual product. I'm sure that surprises you as well. So I just have a piece of Kimberbell tape here to explain what we're talking about. It's going to be the same same philosophy no matter what tape. The difference is this rinses away, so you don't have anything left on the back. If you use a tearaway tape, you're going to have tape in the stitches on the back, and then you're going to see that.
Yeah, and it'll be hard to tear it away.
It will be very hard to tear away. So where you are stitching is going to be, like I said, where those kind of join. So if you set your piece and stick it to the tape, I know this is absolutely crazy, right? Just want to make sure I'm putting the right spoke in the right place. So these all line up. So we're going to just line that guy up, and lo and behold, we're going to rip it right off. No, I'm just kidding. We're not going to rip it right off. We're going to put those together. And so this is what you will take to the sewing machine, which is over here. And you're going to sew through that section and then do a zigzag to keep it nice and secure.
You can also use your button sew-on foot.
Yep, and they actually show you that in the instructions.
Oh,
they actually recommend that.
I'm super glad they finally did that.
However, would probably not use my actual foot. I would just do this and line that up and then choose that stitch. So I probably wouldn't change my foot, but I would use that stitch most definitely. And what that's going to do is zigzag back and forth and connect those two pieces.
Yeah.
Nice and easy.
And the reason using a button sew-on stitch is helpful is because the machine is programmed to not move forward and backwards.
Right.
In that instance, it basically sews on top of each other.
Let's just
don't have to like put your feed dogs down.
All right, so you'll want your join to be basically right in the center. I can't see. Is that in the right spot?
It looks like it's in the right spot.
Okay. So if you have your foot pedal connected, yay
Nope.
or nay? Okay. Then
Not even here.
okay. If you do, you're gonna hit your foot pedal. You can always needle down. If sometimes when you're doing this stitch, the thread kind of does its own thing. So first thing I always do is let the machine try. And then if it fails, then I will hold the thread or whatever I need to do. I do generally, even though it kind of did it, especially with something like this, I'm going to want to make sure that I've got a good knot there. And then you're going to cut your thread and you would move to the next section. So we've got absolutely no caught piece there. We were too far to the right. This whole, I gotta take these contacts out. I can't see what I'm doing. Let's try here one more time.
I can't.
It's okay.
I'm sorry.
No,
It
it's
looked like it
all
was in the
right. You're
center.
not in front of the needle either, so it's let's try that. Now watch, I'm all the way to the left this time, right? Anyway, it's really not this hard. So yeah, there we go. So we sew those two pieces together right at that joint. And if you have water soluble, of course, you just get that wet and your tape goes away. So you can see where pulling on those stitches is not going to be a good idea, which is why you don't want to use tearaway tape for this. But water soluble is perfect.
Water soluble is perfect.
Okay,
yes.
so
then you
just
keep
put
building.
some tape, and then this one we would sew here, and join those two, and then just continue building all of your pieces together.
Yep.
Very, very easy. Again, you can sew a straight line down and do a small zigzag. You can go that route. I personally like the button tack down, and like I said, they do actually give you that in the instructions now. So I thought that was really neat. It was in the instructions to do that
Right.
too. So very cool.
Marge is asking about the thread. So you can use the same thread. You can use sewing thread. You would still want to make sure that you have, unless you were trying to make this look like there was like bugs in your spider web,
Right.
you would use the same color. So we just have like the same thing.
Yep.
In
I
there.
have literally the same
embroidery
bobbin thread and top thread that I embroidered with in there still to join them. That way it's just going to blend in with the stitches and you're not going to see it.
Yep. So you could change to regular sewing thread if you wanted to, but this would be perfectly fine. You're not going to be, I would assume that the goal would not be to put a lot of stress on this.
Yeah.
It's going to be,
It's still going to be fragile.
Yeah.
You don't want to do a big zigzag that's going to really grab hold of it good, because then you're going to see all those stitches. So it's still going to be fragile, but I mean,
right.
it's not falling apart, and you're
No.
going to have multiple attachments
Joins.
per piece. It's going to have lots of points that it's grabbing hold of something else. So fragile, but not breakable in the aspect of, you don't have to,
Yeah. You don't have to handle it.
you don't
with
have
care.
to kid glove it, but at the same time, I wouldn't, play tug of war with it.
Right.
So that's what I've got. Do you have anything else?
I do not. Just FYI, we will not be live next week. We will probably rerun the Mastering Your Quarter Inch Seam Allowance just so that we have something going on at 3:30. But Lisa's going to be somewhere between here and there.
Yeah, I don't even know where I'm going to be come Wednesday.
So we won't have a live next week. So you're welcome to tune in and watch that again if you would like. But if you're watching today, just FYI, we will not be live next week. So Lisa will be gone. She's leaving today, and she'll be back in not this Monday, but the following Monday.
I'll be week and a couple of days.
A week and a couple of days. Yep.
Got to have drive time when you're driving across the country.
Yeah,
you know.
And Tucker's going to be gone for a couple of days, and
Everybody's
Gene
ditching.
is gone
Gene's
for
gone.
He's gone for a little more than a week.
For a week. Yep.
And so the next few days, it'll just be me and Tony and Hayden holding down the fort. So don't ask too complicated questions. But if it takes us a minute, if it takes me a minute to respond to the emails or whatever,
there's just a few less bodies here.
Yeah, so. we'll be crazy for a couple of days. There is a football game again on Saturday. So as much as we would love to see you, we completely understand if you don't want to fight the crazies. But we will be here if you have questions or...
The store's generally not super busy. So if you are able to get in and out, paying attention to the time of the game, it's actually a great day to shop if it works for you to travel, because a lot of people don't travel.
Yes.
For that. So
and they do park at the building here, but if you are coming for the store,
just tell them
tell them you're here to shop, and they'll let you in. So don't be like, oh my God, I got to pay to park to shop. No, you just got to tell them you're
they might give you a hard time because they think they're really funny.
Yes.
But
just be like,
hey, they told us about you.
Yeah, they told us to watch out.
So thank you for joining us. We will see you live in a couple of weeks. And is there anything else?
I don't
like, follow, all of those, subscribe, all those things. I don't even know what they all are. Isn't that terrible?
Yep. Like
big hearts
and subscribe.
That's
Give us
what
hearts.
We want hearts.
Yeah. Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Smiley
That's
face,
right.
all that good stuff.
Thank you so much. Hopefully you guys love all this stuff. I am just tickled pink with all of this. I think it's absolutely
Maybe
adorable.
we'll have a full tower.
Maybe there'll be a whole tower soon.
Next time we
at least by Novi we'll have the tower. Maybe I don't know. See what you have going on in the next couple of weeks.
That's right. I mean, I might be so bored. I have nothing else to do.
Sure, that's going to be the case. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.